I'm Graham Blackburn. I'm going to show you how to make the perfect edge by hand with a shooting board. Hi, this is traditional woodworking by hand. In a previous episode, we talked about the bench hook as one of the most useful little jigs that you use when you want to saw something straight. The point being that there's very little in traditional woodworking by hand that you do freehand. There's a jig for almost everything. This bench hook, we demonstrated how to make it and how to use it to make the perfect saw cut. But I mentioned that it's good for other things too. One of its other uses is that it's a really nice jig if you want to square off the end of a piece of wood. You can put the end against the stop and you can just plane like this. And if I were to continue, you'd see that I would have ended up with a perfectly square and a perfectly true cut. That's just one of the extra uses of a bench hook. But today we're going to talk about something that's designed specifically for planing edges. And that's called the shooting board. Now, 100 years ago, Stanley, the great inventor of metal woodworking tool aids, they invented something called the shoot board. You can still find shoot boards, but they cost typically like $1,000 or more if you go to eBay or Etsy. Why do that unless you're a collector when you can make one yourself, just like I did here? All you need is a couple of pieces of wood, one piece which is called the bed, and the other piece which is called the table, and a third piece which is called the stop. And the simplest way that that's used is you put the piece where you want to plane a square edge on the table and you put your plane on its side, and using the stop to keep the workpiece straight, you just plane, and by virtue of the fact that the plane itself is perfectly square, the edge that you plane will also be perfectly square. When people make their own shooting board, a very common mistake is to think that the top of the table is where you run the plane against. That's not true. The workpiece should always overhang the table, and if you want to plane to a line, then maybe you've already drawn a line down here, just as if you were planing in a vise, and you simply plane to the line. But the point of the bench hook is that by virtue of the squareness of the plane, you're going to plane this edge perfectly square. Now if we check, we'll find that indeed it really is perfectly square. Now that's its simplest use, but you can also plane the end of a piece of wood. In that case, it often helps to have a little piece of scrap here so that if you're planing the end of the wood, you're not going to split out the end of the workpiece. But the same thing is true. I would draw a line that I'm planing to. I would overhang the workpiece over the table, and I would just keep planing until I got to the line, at which point I would discover that indeed I planed something perfectly square and perfectly true. So that's the basic use of a shooting board, to plane a straight edge. But it doesn't have to be a right angle. You can plane an edge at any angle. For example, if I use a pair of wedges, and I've marked these for some previous job, that this is 11 degrees. If I put the wedge there and the wedge here, and I now put the workpiece on the wedges and do exactly the same thing that I did before, I'm going to end up planing a perfectly true, straight, flat edge at 11 degrees. Or whatever angle I have. Over the years I've collected pairs of other wedges for when I want to make round things or columns, or for whatever reason you might not want the edge to be square, you can still use the shooting board in order to guarantee that that edge is going to be that exact angle. Similarly, even though on this shooting board I have the stop at 90 degrees, that doesn't mean that I have to plane the end or even the side at 90 degrees. One of the more common angles that you might want to plane in a piece of wood is a mitre, 45-degree mitre. Now, instead of turning the stop, I made myself a little mitred stop here that fits in. I roughly saw the mitre, and then I put the mitred piece against the stop, and now I can plane a perfect mitre. Perfectly square and perfectly mitred. I have another shooting board over here to which I've clamped a spare piece of wood at the angle that I required, and now I can roughly saw a piece of wood. Say this is like this. I draw a line down there, and this stop would now allow me to plane at this particular angle. As I'm sure you can appreciate, I could do both things. I could use wedges to get a tilted angle, and I could use a pivoted stop to get anything other than a right angle. What could be simpler? The only thing that's important is that the plane that you're using, whether it's an expensive modern Lee Nielsen plane or whether it's this 100-year-old block plane that I bought at a flea market for $5, that the plane actually be square. And don't forget that you're not using the plane against the side of the table, but you're holding the workpiece over and you're planing like this. It's the squareness of the plane that guarantees that you'll end up with a perfectly square edge. If you want to see more about these simple jigs and fixtures, don't forget to subscribe and watch subsequent issues, and we'll go through more jigs and fixtures, and you'll see how easy it is to do things by hand.